In this video, we talk about a psychological problem that almost no one admits. Feeling alone while surrounded by the same people as usual. Let's talk about how to recognize those who are unintentionally holding you back. If you feel this topic resonates with you, subscribe to the channel. Every video is a step forward. True fictions don't begin with betrayal. They begin with a strange-sounding compliment. A laugh that comes a second after yours. Advice you didn't ask for. If this sounds familiar, like it. So I know I'm talking about something real. Because it's not malice, it's unawareness. They're fighting the ghost of who you were. Have you ever felt alone among the people you've known all your life? The guilt you feel when you say no to a date isn't yours. It's the grief of someone who still thought you were available. I'll give you an example. Marco receives the 7th message from the group. "Come on, you're the only one missing. Are you being serious?" He doesn't answer. He doesn't explain. He doesn't justify himself. To respond would have been to nourish an identity that no longer belongs to him. Silence is the boundary. That silence, however, has a price to pay immediately. It's the price of misunderstanding. They label you, "He's changed," "He thinks he's someone special." And in that moment, you have to choose between being understood by them or being true to yourself. Faithfulness to oneself isn't announced, it's practiced. And the hardest thing to do? Recognizing that not everyone who loses along the way is an enemy. Some are just traveling companions for a while. When the road divides, you have to keep going. I'll give you another example, a more subtle one. Marco doesn't argue. He listens. But on the table, between them, there's a truth written in silence. Then, when there's a break, Marco says, "Sorry, I have a deadline." It's not an excuse. It's a fact. This is social discipline. It's not avoiding people. It's managing your presence among them. After you secure your space, something predictable happens. Boredom. That boredom is fertile ground. That's where your own ideas are born, not borrowed ones. If this journey is helping you see these dynamics, subscribe to the channel. Because growth is lonely work, but you don't have to figure it out alone. And from the boredom, from having removed the noise, a new sound emerges. Your inner voice. I'll give you one last example, the most important one. Someone asks him, "But in the end, all this discipline, for what?" Marco doesn't respond with a theory. He responds with a look at his week. And he just says, "For peace." And he changes the subject. For peace. Not for applause, not for demonstrations. For the inner peace that comes when your actions align the person you are with the person you want to be. That's the point. The people who were looking for you yesterday aren't bad. They just stayed in the previous chapter of the book, and you're writing the new one. And writing a new chapter is scary, because there are no spoilers. You don't know how it will end. The only thing you know is that the supporting characters might change, and some will leave. The question that decides everything is simple. Do you prefer the comfort of a role you know, or the uncertainty of an authenticity you're still discovering? Choosing yourself is an act of creative solitude. For a while, you'll be the only spectator of your work. And in that silence of the audience, you will hear all the voices you've silenced. The doubt, the nostalgia, the fear. Don't ignore them. Listen to them. And then thank them for their service, and tell them their contract is up. Because those voices protected you once, they kept you safe in the flock. But now, you are the guardian. So let's recap. First, recognize who's fighting the ghost of who you were. Second, your silence is a boundary, not an attack. Use it to protect the new ground you're cultivating. Third, the peace you seek is in the present. Not in the memory of yesterday, not in the dream of tomorrow, in the action of now. This isn't a story about pushing people away. It's a story about getting closer to yourself. And when you're close to yourself, you discover a strange thing. You no longer need everyone to understand you. You just have to understand Your approval has become the only thing that matters. And at that point, the relationships that remain change nature. They are no longer anchors. They are moorings. A mooring holds you back enough so you don't get lost, but not so much that it keeps you from leaving when it's time to set sail. So, if today you feel constrained by old labels, it's not a sign of a break. It's a sign of growth. Trees don't apologize for losing their leaves. Rivers don't apologize for changing their course. Your evolution doesn't require permission. Let those who want to stay on the shore. You learn to swim, then to sail. This is the quote. It's for you. You don't have to be the version of yourself that makes others more comfortable. You have to be the version of yourself that makes you more alive. If this truth resonates with you, if you feel it's your time to navigate, then there's only one action. Start. The channel is here to accompany you. See you in the next video.